What is the main difference between primary and secondary ecological succession? Answer C. Primary succession begins in an environment devoid of soil, while secondary succession occurs in an area where soil remains after a disturbance.
Which of the following describes the physiological effect of aldosterone? Answer C. It promotes sodium reabsorption and potassium secretion in the renal tubules.
Which bioinformatics tool is commonly used for identifying single nucleotide polymorphisms, SNPs, and small insertions, deletions, indels, from next-generation sequencing, NGS, data? Answer A. GATK, Genome Analysis Toolkit.
Which type of fruit develops from a single flower with multiple separate carpels, resulting in a cluster of small fruitlets? Answer C. Aggregate fruit.
What psychological phenomenon occurs when a group of well-intentioned people makes irrational or non-optimal decisions that are swayed by the desire for harmony and conformity within the group? Answer B. Groupthink.
Which of the following structures is responsible for the production of red blood cells, white blood cells, and platelets in the adult body? Answer D. Red bone marrow.
Which term describes a form of social organization where kinship and group membership are traced exclusively through either the mother's or the father's line, but not both? Answer D. Ambilineal descent.
Which sociological concept describes the movement of individuals or groups from one socio-economic position to another within a social hierarchy? Answer C. Social mobility.
What are the three primary components of Milankovitch cycles that collectively influence Earth's long-term climate variability and glacial interglacial periods? Answer B. Axial tilt, obliquity, orbital eccentricity, and axial precession.
Which geological era is known as the Age of Mammals, due to the significant diversification and dominance of mammalian life forms? Answer C. Cenozoic era.
What is the botanical term for the reproductive process in which a single plant produces offspring, using pollen and ovules from the same individual, either within the same flower or between different flowers on the same plant? Answer C. Self-pollination.
A net force performs positive work on an object. Which of the following statements must be true? Answer B. The object's speed increases.
Which of the following statements accurately describes the effect of increasing the temperature on the rate of a chemical reaction? Answer D. Increasing the temperature generally increases the reaction rate by increasing the kinetic energy of reactant molecules, leading to more frequent and energetic collisions.
What do the FAIR principles primarily aim to achieve in data management within informatics? Answer D. Improve data discoverability, accessibility, interoperability, and reusability for both humans and machines.
Which of the following statements best describes the first law of thermodynamics? Answer B. Energy cannot be created or destroyed, only transformed.
Which of the following processes is primarily responsible for the formation of marine terraces along coastlines? Answer C. Tectonic uplift combined with sea level fluctuations.
Which of the following best describes a primary objective of developing computable phenotypes in clinical informatics? Answer B. To create standardized, machine-readable definitions of clinical conditions for research and operational use.
What is the primary characteristic used to classify clastic sedimentary rocks? Answer C. Grain size.
Which plant hormone is primarily responsible for mediating phototropism, the growth response of plants towards a light source? Answer A. Auxin.
What is the final stage of stellar evolution for a star with a mass similar to the Sun? Answer C. White dwarf.
What is the primary factor determining the direction of gas exchange, O2 and CO2, between the alveoli and blood, and between the blood and tissues? Answer B. Partial pressure gradients.
Which of the following is the highest peak in Africa? Answer C. Mount Kilimanjaro.
Which sociological concept describes the phenomenon where material culture, e.g., technology, advances more quickly than non-material culture, e.g., norms, values, laws, often leading to social disruption or maladjustment? Answer D. Cultural lag.
Which type of mimicry involves a harmless species evolving to imitate the warning signals of a harmful or unpalatable species to deter predators? Answer B. Batesian mimicry.
Which of the following cellular components is responsible for regulating the passage of substances into and out of an animal cell? Answer D. Plasma membrane.
Which of the following fossilization processes is most likely to preserve the delicate, three-dimensional structure of soft-bodied organisms, offering the highest potential for detailed anatomical information? Answer C. Amber preservation.
Which bacterial structure is primarily responsible for the genetic diversity acquired through the uptake of free DNA from the environment? Answer D. Competence machinery, specific cell surface proteins and nucleuses.
Which absolute dating method is best suited for determining the age of relatively young organic materials, typically up to around 50,000 to 60,000 years old? Answer C. Radiocarbon, CARBON 14, dating.
Which of the following mountain ranges is home to Mount Everest, the world's highest peak? Answer C. Himalayas.
Which of the following best describes the primary renal response to prolonged metabolic acidosis? Answer C. Increased reabsorption of bicarbonate ions and increased secretion of hydrogen ions.
Which of the following greenhouse gases has the highest global warming potential? GWP. Over a 100-year time horizon? Answer D. Sulfur hexafluoride, SF6.
Which bioinformatics tool is primarily used for the functional annotation of genetic variants, e.g., SNPs, indels, and predicting their potential impact on gene function and protein sequence? Answer B. ANNOVAR.
Which of the following modified plant stems is a swollen, underground structure primarily responsible for food storage and vegetative reproduction, exemplified by a potato? Answer C. Tuber.
Which term describes the belief that one's own culture is superior to all others and is used as the standard by which all other cultures are judged? Answer B. Ethnocentrism.
What is the primary mode of heat transfer through the vacuum of space from the Sun to Earth? Answer C. Radiation.
What ecological phenomenon describes the increasing concentration of persistent toxic substances, such as DDT or mercury, in organisms as they move up through successive trophic levels in a food chain? Answer C. Biomagnification.
Which of the following statements accurately describes the behavior of a strong acid in an aqueous solution? Answer C. It completely dissociates to produce hydronium ions, H3O+.
What psychological phenomenon describes the cognitive bias where individuals with low ability at a task tend to overestimate their own ability, while high-ability individuals tend to underestimate their own ability? Answer C. Dunning-Kruger effect.
Which exoplanet detection method observes the slight, periodic shift in a star's spectral lines caused by the gravitational tug of an orbiting planet? Answer B. Radial velocity method, Doppler spectroscopy.
What is the primary consequence of increased atmospheric carbon dioxide dissolving into seawater, leading to a phenomenon known as ocean acidification? Answer C. A reduction in the pH of seawater, making it more acidic and impacting shell-forming organisms.
Which of the following structures is responsible for the production of T lymphocytes and plays a crucial role in the immune system, particularly during childhood and adolescence? Answer B. Thymus.
Which of the following best describes the primary purpose of the FHIR standard in health informatics? Answer C. To facilitate the exchange of healthcare information between disparate systems and applications.
What sociological concept refers to an established and enduring pattern of social behavior, organized around particular purposes or functions, such as family, education, or government? Answer B. Social institution.
Which of the following animal groups is particularly well known for its ability to perceive polarized light, which it utilizes for navigation, especially in the absence of direct sunlight? Answer C. Insects.
Which of the following is a key difference between the process of mitosis and meiosis? Answer D. Meiosis involves 2 rounds of cell division, while mitosis involves only one.
Which geological era is known as the Age of Reptiles, and saw the dominance of dinosaurs? Answer C. Mesozoic era.
Which component of the bacterial cell wall is unique to gram-negative bacteria and is responsible for their outer membrane properties and often contributes to their pathogenicity? Answer C. Lipopolysaccharide, LPS.
Which type of unconformity is characterized by an erosional surface between parallel layers of sedimentary rocks, indicating a period of non-deposition or erosion without tilting or folding of the underlying strata? Answer C. Disconformity.
Which of the following major rivers is the longest in South America and carries the largest volume of water in the world? Answer C. Amazon River.
What is the primary physiological effect of parathyroid hormone, PTH, on calcium homeostasis? Answer B. To increase blood calcium levels by stimulating osteoclast activity, enhancing renal calcium reabsorption, and promoting vitamin D activation for intestinal calcium absorption.
Which of the following greenhouse gases is the most abundant in Earth's atmosphere? Answer D. Water vapor, H2O.
Which of the following metrics is commonly used to quantitatively assess the structural similarity between two superimposed protein 3D models or structures? Answer C. Root mean square deviation, RMSD.
What is the primary function of the root cap in a growing plant root? Answer C. To protect the delicate apical meristem as the root grows through the soil.
What term describes the psychological disorientation and emotional stress an individual may experience when first encountering an unfamiliar cultural environment? Answer C. Culture shock.
What phenomenon explains why sunglasses often have polarized lenses to reduce glare from surfaces, like water or roads? Answer C. Polarization.
What is the primary factor determining the carrying capacity of an environment for a particular species? Answer D. The availability of essential resources like food, water, and space.
What is the pH of a 0.01 m aqueous solution of NaOH at 25 degrees Celsius? Answer A. 2.
What psychological phenomenon describes the cognitive bias where an individual's overall impression of a person, e.g., he is handsome, influences their perception of that person's unrelated qualities, e.g., he must also be intelligent and kind? Answer B. Halo effect.
Which of the following deserts is primarily located in South America? Answer C. Atacama Desert.
What is the name for a break in the rock record where a period of erosion or non-deposition has occurred, resulting in missing time? Answer C. Unconformity.
What is the primary research output and descriptive account produced by cultural anthropologists after conducting fieldwork often involving participant observation? Answer B. Ethnography.
Which psychological phenomenon describes the tendency for an overall impression of a person, based on one prominent trait, to influence the observer's feelings and thoughts about that person's other, unrelated traits? Answer B. Halo effect.
What best describes an ecological niche? Answer C. The role a species plays in its community, including its habitat, food source, and interactions.
What is the primary characteristic of an isolated system undergoing a spontaneous process? Answer C. Its entropy increases or stays constant.
Which of the following processes generates the most ATP during aerobic respiration? Answer C. Oxidative phosphorylation on the inner mitochondrial membrane.
Which sociological concept describes a society's categorization of people into socio-economic strata, based on factors like wealth, income, race, education, and power? Answer C. Social stratification.
What is the most widely accepted theory describing the origin and evolution of the universe from a hot, dense state? Answer C. The Big Bang Theory.
Which of the following describes the process by which a cell takes in large molecules or particles, by engulfing them in a vesicle? Answer C. Phagocytosis.